Yo, what is going on, Mr. here, and today I'm back with another week of the WBE weekly recaps on the Sword Division, and I am back.
Yay!
We survived, and I am not alone.
Hey, what is going on, WBE? I am JP, and I also survived the thunderstorm of last week, so we're just living out here.
Yeah, I'm very happy JB survived that thunderstorm. It wouldn't have been
We
fair.
did it, Reddit.
We did it. Wait, does the WBE have a subreddit?
I don't know, but someone needs to get on that if there isn't one, like Loki.
Get on it, comment section. Let's go. Anyway, speaking of getting on it, be sure to buy your shirts. The ownage link is down below in the description. You can purchase a shirt whether it's with the WBE generic logo or a coach logo with one of 3 colors that they picked. So go check that out.
Yeah.
And also, go follow the Pokemon Twitter at Pokemon and the WBE Twitter at Pokemon WBE. So, yeah. Speaking of which, all the housekeeping stuff is done for the beginning portion here. So let's get right into our matches. Quick note, John, aka Pokemon's match, has not been uploaded this week. JB, who did he play?
He played Steve, I believe, or Magnitude.
Yes.
And at this point, I believe John has already locked playoffs and Steve is locked out, so it doesn't really matter too much in terms of differential for John's potential playoff seeding, but other than that, it's not the biggest of games, so that's that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just wanted to reference that at the time of recording this, we have not seen the game, so we can't cover that. But the first game we will cover is the Minnesota Vikavolt, coached by Dan, aka Drive, versus the Nijmegen Nuzleafs, coached by Automatic.
It's not a hard G, it's like a soft G. Nijmegen.
Alright.
I did it once, I'll never be able to do it again. I'm sorry, comments.
I'm just gonna go back to the other video. I'm gonna splice that over. Just kidding, that's editing. Speaking of which,
gosh.
So Automatic and his Nuzleafs brought a team of Mega Camerupt, Raikou, Latios, Cobalion, Salazzle, and Clefable, while Dan brought a team of Mega Manectric, Gastrodon, Kyurem Black, Florges, Lycanroc Dusk, and Talonflame.
Okay, so the first note that I have here is Dan being able to run Brave Kyurem Black is just great for him. Mm-hmm. Being able to bring bulk on that thing is always good. Being able to make subs harder to break is just being more annoying to deal with in general is just a great thing. It kind of just goes to show how heavily influenced one way the speed tiers were of this Otto's team at one point. Before he took it over, it was super fast, and now that kind of comes back to bite him later when Kyurem Black is just kind of able to run Brave Nature and just kill everything and be fat.
Mm-hmm. One thing I do want to talk about, though, is the Lycanroc Dusk. I thought it was really, really good, knowing his line not to let Scarflati just kind of win. And it kind of showed Dan's presence of mind to always keep that in the forefront of his mind when making plays. I thought that was awesome.
And just on paper, with Otto's team chip, Lycanroc just wins, and you can see by the scorecard that's kind of what happened.
Mm-hmm. I do want to point out the Lottie versus Lycanroc Dusk scenario at the end game. Sucker punching was 100% always the play, because if you overpredict and it gets damage off, that's a loss. That's game over. Yeah. So I thought that was the perfect, your play is always sucker punch. It doesn't matter if he switches out, you're good. So,
yeah, and Dan mentioned the Lottie was potentially having a Memento or something, and that wasn't even a scenario because there's 4 attack Scarf, so it was just the definition of a no drawback play to just go for sucker there and end up winning the game there. I just loved how aggressively Dan played early on, just trying to weaken things for late game Lycanroc, and it worked to perfection. Lycanroc just proving that it is a very slept on Pokemon and very underrated.
Mm-hmm. The one thing on Auto's side I don't really get was sacking Raikou so early on.
Yeah,
I thought it had a really good matchup this week. It literally just clicked buttons and won.
Yeah, it was his only Mon that was able to outspeed Lycanroc naturally, and it can naturally eat one Solrock. I believe a Sucker Punch, depending on his investment. I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, it's just letting that Mon die early was really unfortunate, for sure.
Yeah, Lottie was really, really good this week. I do like the Scarf Lottie. I think it had a really good merit. The one thing I do want to point out, though, was Z Cobalion was really, really nice. Did a lot of work. Most of Dan's team, as you can tell, he's brought a lot of the same Pokemon. Mm-hmm. And the main, core 8 that he brings all lose to, a dual Dance Cobalion with Titanium Z and Iron Head. He did bring the Titanium Z, as we saw, and it did a lot of work.
He didn't bring the Rock Polish either, though, which, honestly, I thought would have been a great bring. Rocks on this game, Rocks on Cobalion was just a yikes. Cobalion has such a great offensive matchup, and then you just allow it to be hardwalled by Talonflame, not bringing Stone Edge or whatever to help with that. I just thought it was really questionable with a Clefable on your team and other Stealth Doctors, but it's just, sometimes you just miss something like that, and it kind of costs you a game, and that's kind of what happened here.
Yeah, but it was a good game to watch nonetheless.
Definitely.
The score kind of doesn't do it justice to say. I would say it was pretty close until the end there, until Dan brought in his Lycanroc. Because if he made that wrong play, I think Dan legit lost to Scarflati at that point.
Probably, yeah.
Because if I remember correctly, Kieran Black was chipped, Florgus just drops the Psyshock, and Lycanroc dropped there. So it was a close game up until that one Sucker Punch turn. So definitely go check that one out.
Good game for sure, skis.
Jumping into our next game here, we have the New York Marauders coached by Mr. Talent versus the Tennessee Trubbish coached by Deathly I Am.
Alright, Mr. Talent brought a team of Nihilego, Gourgeist, Houndoom, Empoleon, Latias, and Gyarados, while Deathly brought a team of Kecleon, Celesteela, Cofagrigus, Rotomo, Tyrantrum, and Gardevoir.
Now, Gyarados crit killing the Celesteela literally won the entire game.
It literally won the entire game, but the Celesteela set couldn't break the sub, and yeah, that was just kind of GG.
Yeah. I thought the Kecleon set on Deathly's side was really cool. It had a chance to do some work, but early on in the game, it was more of a distraction than a chance to do work.
Yeah. That's kind of like Kecleon's role.
Yeah.
It can make some stuff happen, but if it, it just wasn't able to do a whole lot. Like, there's honestly just not a whole heck of a lot to say other than the crit on Celesteela kind of mattering. And then Cofagrigus got flinched. I'm not really sure how much the second one mattered, but it happened, so, it's worth pointing out.
Yeah.
One thing I will note is I think after Celesteela died, if Deadly had just gone straight into Cofagrigus to get rid of Mummy, he would have had a better chance. As we saw, Tyrantrum was able to eat, was it a +3 waterfall at that point? He could have been able to get rid of Moxie sooner and maybe done something to bring it back, but yeah, you got maybe given himself a chance to win, but other than that, there's just not a whole lot else to say here.
Guys, remember, say it with me now, Hacks is a win con. As much as I hate to say it, that's literally how this game ended up. And if you watched Mr. Talent's commentary, he said he wasn't having fun in the game because the hacks influenced the game so much. In all reality, Gyarados won the game. No joke. Even without the hacks, I think Gyarados had a chance to literally just destroy this team. But Nihilego was really cool and didn't even get to shine that much. But yeah, that's all I have on this game.
Yeah, just pretty unfortunate, honestly. And speaking of hacks as a win con, our next game,
we have the Free
kind
State
of the same
Torcats.
situation.
Free State Torcats coached by Duncan Can't Die versus the LA Spice coached by K. Cray. Now, Duncan brought a team of Mega Tyranitar, Araquanid, Jirachi, Hitmontop, Zygarde 10%, Xurkitree versus K. Cray's Mega Houndoom, Mimikyu, Garchomp, Ninetales, Crobat, and Lilligant.
Yeah, this was a really rough game to watch.
Yeah.
I thought, on paper, Mimikyu destroys Duncan's team, but he did, honestly, I think the best prep job anyone has done this season for a single Pokemon. Duncan prepped very well around Mimikyu, specifically a Trickery Mimikyu, which is what ended up coming. I thought Duncan prepped phenomenally around that. Yeah, it's just a really good set there. Unfortunately, there was a lot of hacks this game.
Yeah.
Just all over the place, and K-Cray kind of just played on full tilt, which is rough, but had Duncan not prepped as well as he did for Mimikyu, she could have easily brought that game back with Trickery Mimikyu when she was able to get it up.
One thing I do really want to point out, though, was how much of a bring the Hitmontop was this week. How good of a set it was.
That was really cool.
It was honestly the perfect set for a Hitmontop. I don't know if I'm ever going to say that again in my life, but it's there. The Mega T-Tar with Ice Beam was really, really cool. Critting through the Yachi Berry on Garchomp kind of messed with the differential because, as we saw there, the Ice Beam would have knocked it down to, I think he said, around 10%, which the Bullet Punch from Hitmontop just comes in and cleans that. So it wasn't too crazy, but the hacks did just matter quite a bit. Yeah, just another kill for Chomper. Differential.
It's not even so much that, they matter. It's just when they pile up that much, you just play on tilt and
yes. Yep.
I thought a really cool play, a fun aggressive sort of play on K-Cray's side though, was she SD'd on the Ice Beam T-Tar with Sandville up just to try to get a miss there and potentially do a little bit more damage with Chomp. I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just a really rough game. Also, Duncan's Jirachi set is disgusting and he should feel bad. 2-wave Cosmic Power, Iron Head, Drain Punch,
hey, I can't say anything because I would run that set.
I would too, but like you don't feel happy about running that set.
No,
you should never feel happy about running that.
You don't feel happy, but it's like a win's a win, especially in
Yeah,
this spot Duncan's in. Duncan really needs to start playing on top of his game because I think he still has a shot at playoffs.
I'm pretty sure he does as well. He's like him, Drew, and someone else are still fighting for those last couple spots. Patters.
Yep, Patters. Those and Nexus, like
those four.
Yeah, those four competing for I think 2 playoff spots. So that's going to be really fun considering we are in week 11.
Those coaches played this week. Big playoff implications coming up.
Ooh, we'll get to that here in a moment. But let's take a break and swing through the Bronx, where we see the Bronx Bear Ticks, coached by Pokey MMD, versus the Rochester Rhydons, coached by Iron Boffin.
Alright, Joey brought a team of Mega Gallade, Toxapex, Volcarona, Crocodile, Comfey, Bronzong, and Boffin brought a team of Mega Altaria, Weavile, Spiritomb, Metagross, Suicune, and Shaman.
Now,
Joey did Joey things.
Yeah, Joey did Joey things. Spiritomb was a cool idea.
Yeah, I really liked it.
It didn't work in practice, but Weavile should have been the star of the show, and it had such a good matchup, in my opinion.
It really did. I believe the quote of this game was, speaking on the Spiritomb, Joey says, "We don't stay in on threats." So he was, that's kind of the reason why Spiritomb wasn't able to do as much as they would like, because Joey never stayed in on it. But yeah, it was a really cool taunt bond. It was a really cool bring. I like it a lot. But
I thought the Crook was really nice to keep Metagross checked, and the Bronzong was kind of a nice set as well. But Volcarona did Volcarona things. But
yeah, once again, I feel like we've been harping on this all season, but this is just another game that really shows how weak Boffin's team is. The Hazards T-Spikes destroyed him this game, and there wasn't just anything he could do about it.
In Boffin's commentary, he even said that when he put it in team matchup for his prep, first thing his front office said was, "You lose to T-Spikes."
Yeah.
So, like...
That's just kind of the...
It's kind of a theme we've seen with Boffin's team. It's a cool team. It's a really cool team.
He had good prep. It's just like, once T-Spikes go up, there's only so much he can do. He just has to be able to win before the damage is able to rack up. But when you're playing Joey, he just makes the correct switches always. It just keeps up offensive pressure. He never lets off the gas pedal. And he just lets the T-Spikes do the job. And, it's just,
It's a Joey
But I do really like Worry Seed Shaman. That was a really cool bring to
awesome.
get rid of the Levitate on Bronzong for Earth Power. That was really cool, but once Joey got Vulcan, he was able to Quiver Dance up. He claimed 2 kills and then broke Suicune on the Roar for Crook to just come in and finish the game off with DQ. Straightforward Joey win.
Yeah, like I said, it's another Joey win. Joey's literally just playing for the belt. He wasn't kidding on the draft stream when he said he's taking that belt home. He might honestly take the train up to Dance House, claim the belt in hand, then get back.
I need to see that vlog. Make it happen.
I would love that vlog. Going into our next game, which was a really, really good game.
And very important.
Yes, very important. Was the Newcastle Needle Kings, coached by Patters, with 2 R's, as we all know now, versus Numb Nexus and his Pittsburgh Pichus. Nexus brought a team of Mega Medicham, Swampert, Goodra, Zapdos, Tangrowth, and Skuntank, versus Patters, Tapu Koko, Xatu, Delphox, Hippowdon, Snorlax, and Venomoth.
Banded, Self, Destruct. Yes, sir.
Yes.
I like it. Specs Koko also just has a phenomenal matchup this game. That's just all we really have on Pattern side because Nexus doesn't do team builders, so not a whole lot to see here in terms of sets, but go for it.
I thought Delphox was really cool. I love seeing Delphox used, and I think Patters uses it pretty well. Considering what he brought this week, I thought it was a really nice set. It had some merit, but getting Toxic off on the Goodra was a big turn at the expense of Hippo, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Hippo went down to a Goodra attack, but he was able to play Goodra on a timer, which is always nice. The T-Ball pair on Delphox was huge. It allowed Zapdos to roost, and it crippled one of Patters' best answers to Mega Medicham and Swampert, so that was really unfortunate. But this game kind of just came down to the end 50-50, and also Patters kind of spoke a crit into existence, which was unfortunate.
Yeah, he did do a good job at getting rid of Goodra early-ish, which was Nexus's best Coco check.
Yeah, I agree with that. Coco is, like I said, it just wins. It just has a phenomenal matchup in speed tier against Nexus's team, and he was just really able to click buttons and just do a ton to it. But the 50-50 at the end, switching Lax into Per as Nexus win into Mega Metachamp, just kind of sealed the game. Had Nexus stayed in, Patters wins the 50-50 and wins the game. Had, what happened, Nexus wins the game. So they both played the end game as well as they could. It's just Nexus got to play right and was able to just get Mega Metachamp in to clean the game up. And that's how the cookie crumbles this game.
Yep. Speaking of how the cookie crumbles, which we're going to talk about how it flinches, we're going to go into the South Texas Sableyes coached by Individ Color versus the Milwaukee Bewares coached by Wolfglick.
Alright, Vivid brought a team of Mega Aggron, Poliwrath, Noivern, Mew, and Gaventual on top of Lulu. Wolfie brought a team of Mega Blastoise, Excadrill, Torrentee, Weezing, Mandibuzz, and Gengar.
Alright.
This was a phenomenal game.
Absolutely. This is one of the games of the season. I love Vivid's pop-off reaction to, I think we just won. I think we just won. I thought that was really cool.
This was just a really entertaining game on both sides.
Absolutely. And like I said, Vivid is a top 6 player in this entire, grouping. Not even just Sword Division, Sword and Shield, in the entire WBE. He legit could take home this title and could challenge Joey.
You did call that, in the preseason, so I'll give you respect for that. He's definitely playing like it, for sure. Also, we gotta do our intro analysis as well. It's what we're here for.
Let's go. Okay, I'll let you start, JP.
Pockets are important, man. Hashtag
True.
Girls Goes Pockets. We need we need some pockets, man. We need pockets.
Yes, absolutely. I think the amount of times
pockets,
when I've hung out with girls and I'm like, hey, can you hold this? It's too much. Just give them pockets.
They need pocket. Everyone should have pocket equality. The pocket economy is all jacked up. We need pocket equality. Make it happen.
Oh my god.
Also, chocolate chip cookies are in fact the best, and if you don't like them, you just can't. I can't trust you. I can't trust a person who doesn't like chocolate chip cookies, unless you're allergic to chocolate. That's a different story, though.
Yeah.
But if you're just a regular human and don't like chocolate chip cookies, no.
I don't trust you. No. I legit just don't trust you.
Same.
Now, it's fine if you like chocolate chip cookies, but you also like some other things, white macadamia nut, sleeper, really good, fresh out the oven.
I can roll with it, yeah, for sure.
Dude, now I need to make some cookies. I'm hungry.
Yo, same?
It's almost midnight, dude. Spoiler, breaking the fourth wall. It's midnight when we're recording this because I get home at way late for my job. So I'm hungry, but everything's closed, so I'm sad.
Unfortunate, man. Just make some cookies in the morning so that way you'll have it when you get home. Big brain.
Yo, that's big brain. Yo, when you know what
just
else
don't burn your house down.
You know what else is big brain? Gengar. Gengar did a lot of work in this game, and it was kind of crazy how much pressure it really put on.
Mm-hmm.
Not killing with a Titanium Z, though, was very unfortunate.
Yeah,
it allowed Mega Aggron to kill the Torn, which in turn let the Noivern put in so much work.
The Noivern was incredible. But just the way they were reading each other's plays early game, until the Gengar picked up the first KO on Mew, was just amazing to watch. Two very high-level players just going at it. That was just phenomenal.
Yeah. I think something that really needs to be said this game is, I don't know if the crit mattered in the end, in all reality. It just kind of sped the game up.
Yeah. There were a couple turns in that whole Mandibuzz versus Noivern exchange where Wolfie could have risked the roll or the crit and gotten the last foul play off, but yeah, that puts him in a bad spot versus Galvantula if he ever gets close to energy ball range, which may or may not have been possible depending on how low the Mandibuzz got, but
yeah,
it's just one of those things where the crit finally came through and Noivern did the thing, man. Noivern was a trooper this week. Yeah,
Noivern, such a cool Pokemon, and it's underused.
And it has first best ability in the game.
I'm not gonna argue with that one. It's such a great ability. It's a great Pokemon. It's a Dragon Flying type with a great speed tier. It needs to be used more.
It's a really good mod. If it had just a little bit higher special attack, it'd be that much better. But yeah, it's a really cool low tier Dragon for any of you guys, doing draft leagues towards the end of this generation. Go ahead and try yourself out a Noivern. It's a really good mod. I've had a lot of success with it.
Gets U-turn, which I think is really, really nice. Speed tier with U-turn, Boom Burst, Dragon Stab, Flying Stab. Really, really fun Pokemon.
Or just, Air Slash and crit and flinch everything. That works too.
Cringes in Wolfglick.
Yeah. But I thought it was really awesome how Vivid was able to keep up with Wolfie in terms of making the right reads to take hits or give momentum to force Wolfie out. And he was just eventually able to chip everything in the range of Noivern and managed to win the 1v1. And yeah, just this is the closest, besides the Joey 6-0, which I mean, come on, we all aren't taking that game super seriously. I think this is the best anyone's played Wolfie to this point.
Yes, honestly. One of the things I do want to talk about as well was how cool the Bulu set was, but Weezing out-prepped it and shut it down.
The Weezing set was incredible for the 1v1, the taunt, Willow, like, that was such a great bring.
Like, the Bulu set
That's just
itself...
the kind of creativity that, you know, Wolfie has that other people don't.
Yeah, and we expect it from Wolf. Like, we expect these great sets, and he just goes above and beyond. Like, the Bulu set alone was heat of the week material. This Weezing set to counter that was perfect. It was like the chef's kiss. Mwah! Perfect. But yeah. That is all I have on this game, and that is all I have on this week.
Same.
Well, before we get out of here, we are on week 11, guys, and week 13 is the last week of the season. I'm sure some of you guys do know that. That means the playoffs are right around the corner. So,
right around the corner.
We are getting close to the end of the season. And with that being said, like, there's going to have to be some awards given out. MVPs, 7th Mon of the Year, Best Pokemon, Best Coach. I want to hear what you guys in the comment section have to say. Like, who are you guys would nominate for some of these awards, and what awards would you give out? Like, Best Heat Set?
If you guys got any categories you want to see, you know, just let us know.
And we'll try to get a good video going off. I gotta grab my suit and tie out of the closet and get it ironed for this, don't I?
Maybe, yeah.
I'm not.
It's gonna be a red carpet and everything. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Gotta go all out for the WBE. Gotta go all for the belt. It's all for the belt, all for the prize, all for the show.
Absolutely.
But with that, I think we are going to get on out of here today, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We love your faces. JB.
Hashtag disable adblock.
And we're gonna get out of here today, guys. Peace out, Scouts.
Peace.